Hi everyone. The too long didn't read explanation for October makes. I did so. There's no fashion show. So if you want to bail out now, that's the long and short of it. If you follow me over on Instagram, you know that October was not a very good month in our household. And I had to say goodbye to Zig, my cat of 19 years. And I can't really talk about him, but I'm gonna say this. If you ever need those services, if you ever find yourself in that situation in life and you know it's the end and your animal is not well, I'm going to recommend an organization called Lap of Love. It's a network of vets across the country. And to say that these folks feel called to do what they do is an understatement. These people are gifted. They come to your house. The doctor that we had, we dealt with two doctors. We had a telephone appointment, and she reassured us that we were doing the right thing, that it was time, that it was actually in the perfect window of time. And then the next day, a really sweet, wonderful vet came to our house, and that was on October 5th. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to sow through my sadness. I like to tell anyone I meet, pretty much. And by the way, I don't know where to look anymore. I'm so used to doing the makes videos. I've gotten pretty much down to one video a month, and I bring you all of my clothes that I've made, and I film it in portrait mode, which makes lots of people angry. So now I'm in landscape mode, and I have a new phone. So what fresh hell is this? I don't know where to look anymore, but that doesn't really matter. I tell folks I can sew, you can sew when you're down, you can sew when you're up, because sewing waits for us like an old friend, and it really does. And I thought that is something I can do to keep my hands busy and keep my mind off of a great sorrow. And so I did sew. Now, the problem, everything I sewed in October was wrong. All wrong. I have these here to show you. I'm not going to put them on and model them just because I didn't have it in me. Okay, I had an oversized sweater. Came out way too big. I sewed a pullover top gathered. I was going to say, if I had shown this to you on makes, I would have said, here's a pattern you definitely don't want to make if you hate elastic. Elastic in the cuffs, elastic in the neckline, elastic at the waist. This came out okay, but it was a poor fabric choice. This is a very heavy, gosh, it might even be a polyester suiting. Ugh. I made these really nice pink jeans. Look, I put the coin pocket in. I did the pockets, I did the yoke, the waistband, everything. They are gigantic. They're too big. I made a pair of shorts that actually fit. So these were like, good, this is a success. Well, it's 39 degrees out. I can't wear shorts. Then I made a, Then I loved my cardigan last month in September, and I made another one out of this really soft sweater knit, and I put ties on the front, and it's real long. And Colin said, yeah, actually it does kind of look like a robe. So my last great hope for October sewing. I thought I could save the sinking ship. And I had this pattern, Simplicity 8847, and I was gonna make that cute dress. And I had no instructions. I don't know if I threw them out or if it's just these things happen in the sewing room. You put something down, you see it, you look away, you look back, and it's gone. So I had no instructions, and I thought, okay, that's not that big of a deal, is it? Actually, in my frame of mind, it was, but I thought I can do this. And I did it, and I'm wearing it, and I like it, and it's got these, I don't know if you call those lantern sleeves. See how they're shaped? Well, I was able to figure out how to do them. And I chose quilting cotton, which is a pleasure to work with. And the drafting on this little pattern is perfect. And so I had a successful make. One successful make does not a makes video make. Now, I can show you all of these clothes if you'd like to see them, and I can even do it in the makes format and just come at you showing them in all their ill-fitting, wrong season, wrong fabric glory. If you want to see them, I'll show them to you. I think it's kind of a waste of time, but I could remark on the patterns. I'll tell you, these jeans, you know how I'm obsessed with the old quick sew patterns? Well, these came out really cute. If they had been a little bit smaller, I'd be wearing them right now. But the instructions were terrible. I mean, terrible. So I marked up my instruction page all over the place with, I didn't use red pen, but ooh, I was so irritated at that pattern. Now that I know what to do, yeah, I might make it again. So what's going to happen in November? Am I going to bring you a makes video? Well, I don't want to make promises. I want to bring you a makes video. We're sliding into holiday season and all of that. So, however, I don't really do anything in life. You know, I have Zinnia, my Siberian Husky puppy. We've had her 4+ months now. We are so deeply in love that I'll tell you, that first month, whoa, we were kind of looking at each other like, what have we done? 4 months in, I'd walk into the middle of traffic to go get my puppy, and she hasn't gotten loose, thank the Lord. But so we have our puppy, we do tons with her. I never knew that with dogs you can take them everywhere. I only ever had cats. And she's been such a comfort and such a sweetheart. And she takes up a lot of time, and I love it because I think, what else am I doing? So, you know, I have time to put together a makes video for November. I would very much like to do that. I have tons of new patterns because I am obsessed with the old quick sews, and I keep buying them, and I buy fabric, and it's business as usual over here in the sewing department. As far as sewing things too big, I've thought about this, and it's kind of like, oh, everything's too big. Well, it really is a problem. And I have a stack of pants like this tall that I can't wear because they're too big. And they will literally fall down if I pick up the pace after Zinnia. And it's like, this is ridiculous. And I sewed them and they're pants that I love and I can't wear them. So even though like I'm in this position of needing to downsize my clothes, pinch me, is it a happy fever dream? I can't believe it. But I have to size down my clothes and I don't have a whole lot of pants that I can wear. So I need to concentrate on that. The last thing I'm going to say before I leave you today is I heard from a viewer and she was pretty ticked off and she said, look, I like watching your makes, but I can't get a hold of the patterns you use. They're either out of print or you can't get them on eBay or Etsy. They're nowhere to be found and it's extremely frustrating. And so I thought about it and I wrote back to her and I said, well, you know, the point of my channel, I'll tell you what I told her. The point of my channel is really to inspire and motivate. And yes, I do have some construction videos from way back when and chatty things and fabric hauls. I don't tend to do those anymore. I've really focused in on makes videos. So I said, you know, if you look at the mission statement of the channel, it is to motivate and inspire. And I said to her, I don't make terribly complicated pieces. I think they're pretty straightforward. If you can't find the exact pattern, you can certainly find the style. And I'm afraid that it would be impossible for me to bring you only readily available patterns. The pattern companies take them out of print with no rhyme nor reason. They take very recent patterns out of print and then they're no longer available. And I love sewing 1960s. Those aren't going to be available. I love the old quick sews. Those aren't going to be available unless you troll eBay and Etsy, and a lot of people don't want to do that. So if I could make everything out of patterns that you could go order tomorrow, it still wouldn't work because the fabrics are going to be different. And you might make something identical to what I've made. You might put it on and hate it. So I apologize to this woman for frustrating her. I understand that, you know, you don't want to watch a video and be frustrated. Sewing has enough frustration built in. But at the same time, I just can't accommodate showing you only patterns that you can go out and get as soon as you've finished watching. And I hope that makes sense. And I hope she understands. For everyone else, I have received absolutely the sweetest, kindest thoughts and responses about my loss in October. I want to thank you. You are just really wonderful, caring people. And I want to be back in November. I want to come back strong. So the point of this little video is to let you know, hey, it happens. You can make 10 things and every single one of them might be a fail. This dress, I like it. I think I'll make more. And if you want to see all these duds, I'll bring them to you. I will. But in the meantime, I'm just going to say I'm still around. I'm not going anywhere. And thanks for bearing with me. Bye, everyone.